on the notion of definition, again, I think one of the other controversies that had swirled up, and I guess the reason why Cass got called a dangerous person, was the allegation that nudging is manipulative. And I know Kevin has a question on, again, thinking about how do we think about the manipulation of the definition of manipulation and whether, in fact, nudging, as we just spoke about, means it. So Kevin, if you're there, do you want to just jump in?
Sure. Thanks a lot, Dilip and Bear, and thank you, Richard, for being here. So yes, thinking about manipulation, you define it in the book as not adequately respecting people's capacity for rational deliberation. It kind of made me think about that Chicago Road example you used early on in the book. To me, since it relies on an optical illusion, it may fall into that category of manipulation. Now, assuming your response to that is that, well, it is, but it's acceptable because of the publicity principle that you outlined there, and that the choice architect would have no problem defending this publicly because it's so obviously beneficial. I wonder about where the line is there, and how much we should be ready to defer to the choice architect, given that one glance at Twitter makes us see that people are willing to publicly defend some pretty morally nebulous positions.
Unlike Pelle Hansen, I'm not a philosopher, and I don't claim to know what is right and wrong. I do know that it's impossible not to nudge. And in some ways, it's impossible not to manipulate. If you're having an election in Canada, the politicians are giving speeches that are intended to get people to vote for them. And whether you want to call that rhetoric or influencing or manipulation, probably depends on where you're coming from. I think the most successful framer, let's use that word, in recent years was Dominic Cummings in the UK, who basically destroyed the United Kingdom, in my opinion, with 6 words. The first 3 were take back control. And you can find a video of him explaining how that uses the concept of loss aversion. Now, whether withdrawing from the EU gives England more or less control is a debatable point, but it was a brilliant debating tactic. And then in the second election, get Brexit done. People were weary. I'm sure your various candidates are promising to get COVID done. Good luck with that. We would all like that. So in some ways, these arguments are arguments for philosophers. It's like pornography. We know it when we see it. And so I think, I have for 13 years been signing copies of the book Nudge for Good. Dilip probably has one. And I will continue to do that, but good will be in the eyes of the beholder.